and you can see that the paper is pretty well dried. And again, the way you test it to make sure is that you use the back of your hand here. So I've lost a little bit of my pencil line, but I think I can pretty well see it. Trunk here, trunk here. I'm going to take these down off the edge of the paper simply because I really like this blue I got in down here, and so if I cover this with a bit too much land, I'm gonna lose it. But I can bring some shrubbery up into this section. Okay, so we're about ready to do our palm trees. So what I want to do is to make sure I get a nice rich dark color. Again, you're looking into the light source, so anything between you and the light source is going to be silhouetted. You're not going to get a colorful palm tree. You're going to get a dark silhouetted palm tree, so you need to really establish that. So what I'm going to do is mix up a really nice dark, and to get that I'm going to take ultramarine blue. That's a good one. Get a nice section of this, and then I'm going to pick up some alizarin crimson, so I'm moving this to a purple. Here's a rule of thumb, is I want to use the same colors to mix my dark that I used in my painting already. So mostly you can see I have blues and purples and some basic reds in here, so I can pick up a couple of these warm reds. This will cut the purple a little bit. So I'm getting a nice dark, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut in here with some Payne's Gray just as a darkening agent, or I have a pigment called neutral tint, which is essentially, it's similar to a black, only not quite as potent as black. So I'm mixing that up, so I'm getting a really nice dark, because I need that in order to establish the silhouette shape of my palm tree. Okay, that's pretty good. And we'll try this. I'm going to use one of my brushes that comes to a really nice point, because I need to get some of the qualities of my palm tree up here. So I'm simply going to start to lay these in. And I'm following sort of where I placed some of my drawing. And I'm just getting some nice palm fronds coming down here, breaking them up so there's some spaces between some of the fronds. Some of them come down. And in here I get mostly the mass of my tree, but I want to get these. How do these palms grow? They sort of flip up like this. And I'm getting this kind of thing. So again, the thing to do is, Google palm trees so you get some good shapes up here. Some of the things are massed together. Let's just bring this down as a mass of color in here. And you'll see that coming up here we'll have this nice palm tree. So this will help me get a good shape up in here. And then I get one coming down here. And then my third one, and I want to make sure this one's just a little different, positioned a little differently so that it's not so symmetrical with these other two. So this guy I'm going to just bring in a little thinner in here and a little closer to this tree here. So I've got these three palms coming up, and then from up in here we can start to build some of our fronds. And again, just studying how these come down here. I could pull out my iPhone here. I suppose I painted palm trees enough that I kind of know what they look like. But, you know, technically I should be looking at, you know, a palm tree to make sure I'm getting good shapes. So they have these nice fronds that come down. Some of them are kind of snarky or longer and cross over each other. And so the more I can get interesting shapes, the better. They'll mass together in places. I might get a few fronds that stick together. I might get some that part here at the top and then come together here. So the more I can get variety in these two, the better my shapes are. Make sure you leave some gaps so the sunset shows through some of these fronds. This is a really nice thing that happens out there. You know, and you look, some of them may have some coconuts up in there, so you can get some of those dark shapes maybe showing up, but tying right into the tree. We don't paint those any differently. Okay, it's just a silhouette, so keep that silhouette flowing. Sometimes the quicker you paint these, sometimes the better they look. You know, try to feel it. What are those fronds doing? All right, and I'm going to bring one more down through here, just to do it. You know. You know. Good. That's kind of what I want. Get a little bit more massing up in here. Some of these nice shapes that show up. That's pretty good.